are live, ladies and gentlemen. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you very much for that. I hope you will like, subscribe, and share our this live stream. Give us a thumbs up. Our channel, we got over 1,000 great videos. So we appreciate you guys being here. We're not going to get too excited for a little bit until we get people in here, and then we'll start chatting about all the good stuff in the world. Because that's what we do in this channel. We don't discriminate. We may self-incriminate, but we don't discriminate against anybody for anything. Let's see. Hello, Joe. Joe, how are you? I'm changing up my thumbnail real quick. What's going on in your part of the world? It's great weather out. Let me get these things out of my ears. I don't know. I'm in a habit of sticking them in for some reason. I forget I have them in. Oh, Daisy. Man, it's a beautiful day today. I'm going to wrap a few things up here in the office, and then we're going to warm. Yeah, it's beautiful out. And then we're going to go outside for a minute and enjoy the beautiful weather. Oh, I don't know why the light is on in the closet. It's like it's 80. Yeah, down here it got to be 78 or 9 degrees. So almost 80. And Joe, let me show you something. You probably can appreciate this, Joe. Let me get this out of the way. Here's one of my favorite tropical shirts, right? Lorelei bought me. You know, I've dropped about 55 pounds, so here's what it really looks like on me now. See that? Isn't that crazy? One of my favorite shirts. It's almost becoming useless. I got to get me an iced tea fixed up. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing to each other's channel. We're going to go outside and talk here in a second. Just got a couple little things to do before I get my tea and go outside. It's been kind of a busy day for us, kind of a bummer day. We got some running around done and had to make an appointment to take Lorelei Subaru to the shop next week. So I got that done, which sucks because that means we're going to spend a chunk of money. But we got to get it into the shop and get something repaired on it before our trip. To the Gulf of Mexico. I might have to make 2 trips. I'm going to make 2 trips outside. One for my drink, one for the tripod, everybody, so don't be scared. Yeah, it's about becoming a tent. I agree, man. It's gotten really big. I'm going to take the doggy door off the thing because they were being punished. They weren't being allowed to go outside and bark. So I had to put the door blocker on. Yeah, it's almost becoming a tent for me, which really sucks. Don't worry, folks. We're going to settle down in a second. All right, you two. Lily. Lily, you're not going to start tonight. All right. Drama's their job. Boy, you got that right. Let me get you in the tripod so we can have an adult conversation with someone who tries to be an adult. That's me. Well, hello to everybody in the background. You guys come forward. Let us know who you are. Fix you guys a drink. Relax. Say hello to everybody. Let me know if you got a YouTube channel or anything going on in y'all's world you'd like to discuss. I know there's all kinds of crazy crap going on in the world. Not so much in my world, but in the world in general. I'm going to pull up my iPad so I can read the chat a little bit better. I need to get new glasses, and I guess I'm just too cheap. I haven't bothered to do it yet. Yep, this is a job to cause trouble. So we got 6 people watching, 3 thumbs up. Thank you all for that. So what's going on, Joe? How are things in your world? If you want to see my hairy chest, just let me know. My shirt's gotten really big. This is one of my favorite shirts in the world. But I've lost a bunch of weight in the last year. And my shirt is way too big now. So now I need to go back and dig into my box of tropical shirts because I got to break, because I wear tropical shirts. And I probably got 100 or 200 of them. And some I give away and because they're way too small or way too big. And so I kind of got them divided in sizes. So, but this one's one of my favorites. So I'm going to have to go into my smaller size box here in the next week or so and start digging through and pulling those out and putting these really nice ones that I really like into, the other box. So it's kind of crazy. One of my favorite things about spring weather and summer weather is you can go outside, you can get a nice big glass of iced tea and sit and relax. You can enjoy the view of the beautiful sky behind us. Man, I got my outdoor area all messed up right now. It's still winter here, if you guys didn't know. Winter's not over yet. But we're taking advantage of the beautiful weather this week and hopefully next week. But my outdoor sitting area where I usually, the barbecue grill, the sink and everything's not quite ready for full entertainment. When I usually sit here in the summer, you'd be blinded this time of the night because of the sun. So we will shift into a different position later this spring into the summer so that it's pretty nice. And I'll come out and join, do live streams early in the morning again. So I like to do those during the summer when it's 70 degrees out. You get up and it's just beautiful. I like those quiet mornings. Joe says, yeah, not by a long shot. Yes, what he's referring to is winter. Because I tell everybody in these parts of the country, you don't want to get too serious about doing outdoor gardening until April the 15th, which is tax day. This part of the country historically does not get freezing weather or even weather below 40 degrees after April the 15th. So, but we're excited. We're excited about April. We're going to go to Alabama in April, so I'm really excited about that. Now, I'm not excited how much money we're spending. But, it is what it is, right? Hopefully somebody on YouTube will donate a lot of money to me, or a beach house, or maybe an airplane that they don't need, or a helicopter, something to make, The neighbor's dog is scratching at the fence because they want to play with our dogs. The Reed Entertainment saying hello to everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. How are you? Do you have a YouTube channel? What part of the world are you from? Give us a little bit of information about you. Don't tell us any personal information like social security number, date of birth, or anything. Don't do any of that, but let us know a little about you. And welcome, bro. Thank you. Well, we appreciate you being here. The dogs are going to go crazy off and on tonight, but I really want to sit outside and get some vitamin D and look at the birds and just really enjoy this before, while I can, So I tell keep everyone wait until the end of April to plant. Yeah. Yes, I have a YouTube channel from Jamaica. Nice, you're from Jamaica. Ah, the Reed Entertainment from Jamaica. What is your YouTube channel about? We'll try to help you get some subscribers, or you can help us get subscribers. We can go back and forth. Joe, right above your comment there, Joe and Jenny's Journey, he has a YouTube channel. So, we all support each other, encourage each other. We don't discriminate against any channel, any people, any beliefs, any sex, anything here. We just don't do it. Lifestyle type vlog of Jamaica, of living in Jamaica. That would be cool. I will subscribe to you later on tonight, I promise, or in the morning, one of the two. But in the next 24 hours, I'll subscribe to you because I would like to see your channel. How many subscribers do you have? We're like at 3,700 and change, and we're trying to get to 4,000, then 5,000, and then we're trying to get to 100,000 so we can actually make money, not lose money. Is what we're trying to do. So we're hoping everybody can grow with their channels, but we give a lot of advice on this channel to people that want to be expats, live in America, or people that want to go live in other countries, people that want to marry, women from other countries. So Joe is dropping the link there. You got 2360, nice. Joe dropped your link. So, and here in a little bit, Joe, tell me what you think of his channel. So we do a lot of that. We have immigration videos. We have cooking videos, marriage videos, dog videos, travel videos. My God almighty, we have videos. We have over 1,000 videos plus live streams. We do fundraisings for rice for the Philippines and school supplies. And I e-bag all the time. I've been waiting for somebody to give me a beach house, or a house on the intercoastal waterway in Florida or Alabama or Georgia, but it doesn't seem to be happening. So my e-bagging is not working very well. I'm very disappointed in my ability to e-bag. So if anybody knows how to e-bag really well, just let me know. Give me some tips, because right now I'm not doing very good at it. I'm just not doing very good at it. So that's kind of what we do here. Man, we love YouTube. We love Facebook. My wife, by the way, has a Facebook blog called Lorelai's, with apostrophe, S, blog on Facebook, where she does a lot of videos and she's monetized. So if you get a chance to go to Facebook ever and check out Lorelai's blog, do that for me. Watch some of her stuff and follow her. She would like it. She would like it very much. So, but today, beautiful day. But yeah, we have to put our Subaru in the shop next Tuesday. We got an appointment. It's already going to cost me $150 just to have them look at it. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, flies, mosquitoes. So yeah, just getting them to diagnose the car, it's going to cost, to get it in the shop, it's going to run $150. Now, they did say whatever repairs we have to have done, the $150 comes off of that price. So if the repair is $300, they take $150 off, but I still wind up paying $300. You know what I mean? But I Googled what went wrong today. Chasing Tails in the house. Hey, say hello. Said hello to you. Say hello to everybody. Chasing Tails in the house. So, you got to grab your tablet? All right. Everybody say hello to everybody. Read, one thing that, the Reed Entertainment, one thing we do on this channel is we encourage everybody to say hello to everybody. So it's one thing that we try to do. So Chasing Tails, one of our great followers, supporters, we appreciate him. My Views, Your World, same way. Great channel. It's another beautiful day here. How's it in the Philippines? Joe, I got you. Great, great. Now, My Views, Your World has a channel. Chasing Now Tell has a channel. If they're in blue, then more than likely they have a YouTube channel. And there's somebody that I've known for a long time and I trust is why they're in blue. And so you can feel confident in going and subscribing to their channel. So, but yeah, Lorelei Subaru. We have a 21 Outback Touring X whatever, the fancy one. And her seat reclined today, when and it won't unrecline. So it's kind of sitting the lowest in the floorboard. Her seat is real fancy. It can do this, it can do this, it can do this. Hell, I don't know. They can do a lot of things. But it's down on the bottom of the floor pan, and it won't come up. It won't come up. So I did some Googling today and found out that it's real common for that switch, controller switch, to go out. And they only run about 60 bucks, but it's a little bit of a booger to change. So I called the Subaru dealership, made an appointment for Tuesday. They're going to charge me 150 bucks to diagnose the problem. Now, hopefully they won't come back and say, well, it's your whole entire seat, and it's going to cost you $14,000 to get a new seat. So, there's the train, by the way. Oh my God, let me tell you this. Sorry, My Views Your World says it's hot in the Philippines. It's gorgeous here. I mean, in the upper 70s, a very slight breeze. Man, but I love the hot weather, so. Yeah, and that's one thing they'll check. They're going to check, I guess, because she took my VIN number and said, and she told me that. She said, one thing we'll do is check for recalls for your entire car. I'm like, okay, because that gives them money. If they find anything else wrong, then they get money, right? They're going to have to keep it for 2 or 3 days, believe it or not. And I'm like, damn. But that's okay. We got it. We got my truck, and I can, Lorelei will not be disappointed if I drive her to and from work every day for a while. She will not be disappointed not having to drive to work. I'm just saying. You're welcome. Yes. Yeah. You got you My Views. Okay, great. So you guys are liking and subscribing to each other. And of course, don't forget me. But here's funny, you guys heard the train, right? And the train track is actually about almost a mile from my house. It doesn't bother us. I like trains. I actually would like to. We have 2 private airports also close to us, and I like that because I get to see all these jets and helicopters and fancy biplanes. So I actually kind of like some of that. But about 5 miles up the road, next to the railroad tracks, they're building duplexes. And Lorelei and I drove through the neighborhood killing time the other day, and they got a set of duplexes that I swear to you is not 50 feet from the property line of the railroad company. So maybe 100 feet from the train. Could you imagine living in that duplex when that train comes rolling by at about 6:30 every night and in the morning? Living 100, 150 feet from a train track? Oh my goodness. Reed Entertainment says, host, I already got you. We appreciate that. Reed, make sure you put your videos in a playlist. Playlists help make it easier for us to go back, watch, and run your videos. Reed Entertainment, thank you. I have subbed to you. Excellent. Yeah, so what happens with a playlist, why it's good, and Joe's correct, is if you got a bunch of videos in a playlist, I can go click on your playlist and hit the button and let them run, but not have to watch. But you get credit for all of that. Or I could be doing other stuff and they're going to automatically do it, and I can check in and make a comment and give a thumbs up. And it just makes it easier for people like us. So yeah, put them in playlist. Now, the make sure you title your playlist something intriguing, like "Sexy Man in Tropical Shirt," drinking iced tea. Oof, you know, Chasing Tail's probably throwing up in his mouth right now. Well, it's nighttime in the Philippines, my view. So what's going on? I mean, it's nighttime. I saw MJ and a few other YouTubers from the Philippines on this morning early, their night. No, it's morning time for you in the Philippines. Sorry, it's nighttime for us. I saw some of the night YouTubers from the Philippines talking this morning, but I just said hi because I didn't have time to visit with them. Yeah, 7:41 a.m. for you. It's dark, right? That's what drove me crazy about the Philippines. No, maybe it's daylight. It gets dark early in the Philippines. That's what drove me crazy about the Philippines. It's like 6 o'clock and it's dark and it's 90 degrees out. MJ's the vampire, that's right. I saw him on earlier. I didn't have time to visit with him, but I wanted to show him some support. So, yeah, he likes to be up all night long. Reed is in Jamaica. And he says it's 6:41 p.m. Same here. It's 6:42 p.m. here. Now, there's the train. The trains are coming down the road. No. What's Johnny Cash's song? Come on. The train is a-coming. The train is coming down the road, coming down the tracks. Has to be the tracks, can't be the road. But the Johnny Cash song, right? The train is coming. It's interesting, Reed. It's 6:41 p.m. in Jamaica, which Jamaica is south of Florida, and it's going to be 5:41 in Florida. Right? Yeah. Have most of mine in a list per year. Okay, you do yours by year. I don't do that because I don't want people to go, oh, that's old. I don't want to see anything he did in 2023. I don't want that. So I put him in with titles that might be interesting, like travel, but I don't date them. Because you want your videos to be evergreen. And if you date something, or if you say, I do a video on, I don't know, a movie that came out. Well, that movie came out 5 years ago. Nobody cares about it now. Chasing Tail says he's trying to eat. Yeah, it's me. Throwing up in his mouth. Because he knows the sexy beast is right here. Chasing Tail says, hello, J3. I see why you're moving. That would get annoying. Actually, the train doesn't bother me. It actually comes through, I think, 3 times a week. So it doesn't bother me. That's it. That's it. So I'm okay with it. Watch out for the black train or the black dog. When you see the black dog, you know you're in trouble. So that's interesting about the time zone. I don't know why you're that. I guess I got to look at the geography a little bit. But my wife and I would like to come to Jamaica on a cruise. So it's one of the places we want to go visit. You're liking that, Chasing Tail? Hello, Bobby. Bobby. Hey. You want me to sell you? See, I got to be careful and got to be quiet. That was a really good-looking girl walking by. And you can tell my dogs are less and less barky. If they're ugly people that walking by, they go crazy. If the people look good, they don't bark as much. Kind of weird. Holla. Hey, Holla's back. I want a place with some elbow room. I've outgrown apartments and neighborhoods. Yes. That would be great. You both will have a wonderful time. Yeah, I think so. It's on one of our, it's on our bucket list. That gets annoying. Don't worry about the damn train. You got to worry about these dogs. But yeah, we love cruises, of course, as you guys all know. And we have a lot of cruises we want to take. That's partly like we'd like to go live in southern Alabama because Mobile, Alabama is there and there's a port there. And it's close to Tampa, Port Canaveral, New Orleans, and Galveston's not that bad. So where the cruise ship ports are here. And Miami is just like a $360 ticket to get from Mobile to Miami one way. So that's not bad. You like that, my views? So yeah, there's a train a coming down the trucks. Man, I wish I could remember that Johnny Cash song. Where's MJ when you need him? He probably knows. So it's exciting. It's exciting, man. We live in an exciting time. But yeah, here's, and I'll tell you, and you guys tell me what you think. I'm open for your opinion. I love to hear people's opinion about things because I know that everything, I was going to be a smart ass. This is what I was going to be. Then I thought, well, maybe I'll be nice and not be a smart ass. Oh shit, I almost spilt my tea, damn it. That's what I get for being a smart ass. I almost spilt my iced tea because I was being a smart ass. All right, come on. So here's, sorry guys, I get tickled easily. People say that I entertain myself very easily or that I'm easily entertained. But here's the dilemma about where we're going to live in the future, right? I'm old, I'm retired, I am disabled. I don't have great health, but I love to fish and go to parks and enjoy the environment. I'm really big on enjoying the environment, especially the older I get. I don't really give a crap about people, but I do like going. My wife likes to do, zoos and crap like that. So yeah, okay. And I have to use a mobility scooter a lot, which I don't like, but I do. So ain't the dog's wiener break out the barbecue? Oh no, I had a chili dog today, and one of my first videos on YouTube was I made a little video about feeding my wiener dogs hot dogs, and it was like, are my wiener dogs being cannibals by eating hot dogs, right? But I ate a chili dog today, and before I ate it, I showed it to my dog and said, "Look, that could be you," So the the big dilemma is, because my wife, who's Filipina, if you guys don't know, really does love to work. She's, as a lot of us, right? Our wives are a little bit younger than us. So they should work, because I'm very young myself. I'm only 22. And my wife is like 20, so we're really, really young. But here's our dilemma. Our dilemma is this. Do we live in an area that would really make us happy? Close to fishing, or I mean really close, 15 minutes in the truck and you're fishing. Out in the country a little bit, smaller town. Or since Lorelai likes working so much, do we live over in the Mobile side of things where there's a lot of corporations? Even her company, we found out, has an office there. They do some different things than she does, but she might be able to transfer there and make good money. Now, if we lived where we were happy to live, or where I would be happy to live, if Lorelai doesn't care, then when she worked, she probably wouldn't make as good as money because there's not a lot there compared to like a bigger condensed area. I hear the train a coming. There you go. That's what it is. Thank you, Joe. Joe's like, man, you keep singing that damn song wrong. Shut it up and sing it right, or don't sing it at all. So that's kind of the dilemma. Do we live happy, or do we live where there's better financial opportunities for her? And so we're debating that. And you ask, if you can ask, you can. What's the debate? Well, the debate is, look, if you're married to a younger woman, you're older, you have health issues like a lot of us, and you may die a lot sooner than your spouse, and you're going to want your spouse to be financially secure. So the more money she makes while you're alive, the bigger paycheck she brings home, the more she invests in her 401ks, her stock options, all of that stuff, because that's what my wife has, the better her finances are going to be. So, but if she went back and worked at Walmart as a manager, it's not that great. So Do you take less money for more quiet and peace and fishing, shorter travel time to go fishing and hang out at the beach? Because we would be 15 minutes from the Gulf of America. Or do we live in a more place that's developed where there's a whole lot more businesses and restaurants and things to do and places to work? Well, and that's it. And I can't, and Joe, and to be honest, this is what I've done. I've asked her this. So what do you want? And she's mixed. And this is part of the dilemma. I've also told her we have land in the Philippines, and we're going to build something in our land in the Philippines, whether it's rental properties or a really nice vacation home. One of the two. And I've told her, because we've talked about this, I'm like, okay, so let's talk about the land in the Philippines. Do you think if I died that you would pack up and go live in the Philippines, take all of the money, sell the properties here in America, bank your money and go live in the Philippines? Or would you want to stay in America? And she doesn't know. I've got her thinking about that because there's pros and cons, everybody. There's pros to living in the Philippines. There's cons to living in the Philippines. And let's talk about that. Does anybody have a con about living in the Philippines? Daisy enough. What are the cons? I can tell you some cons. And what are the pros? I can tell you some pros, but you guys let me know if you guys have any pros or cons about living in the Philippines or overseas in another country. The medical is a big dilemma, even for Lorelai, who's healthy. But when she's 60, she may not be as healthy as she is now, right? And she knows healthcare in America is way better. It's more expensive, but it is way, way better than the Philippines. And she has a family that has a long line of health issues. So for her, one of her debates is about healthcare, which I don't blame her. That was part of the problem with us living in the Philippines is, if I got sick or had a heart attack in the Philippines, I'm probably dead. So, then of course, the money that we could mass before I killed over dead would be a lot more money in the Philippines. And then she could hire somebody to take care of the house, clean the house, do stuff like that if she wanted to. She also has friends and family there, and we don't really have much of that here. So does anybody have a pro to why, your wife, your girlfriend should live in the Philippines? Like my situation, put yourselves in my shoes, and I encourage you to tell me what you think. You think it would be better for your 60-year-old widowed wife to live in America or to go back to the Philippines? And we know a lot of women that do the both. Whenever I start talking about it, she tells me to shut up about it. I know, mine does too, but I make mine because it's important. And I've told her that. I said, I know you don't want to discuss this, but it's important to your future. So you're going to do it anyway, period. Because I have to, my job, Moonwalker's in the house. My job is to protect my wife from herself, even if she can, our job, if your wife can't protect herself from herself, then it's our job to do it. And I mean that. It's my job to make sure that Lorelai is financially secure and taken care of for the rest of her life. And we work hard on that every day. Moonwalker, you need to downsize now and save more money. Well, oh my God. We don't live big here. We want to go to southern Alabama by the Gulf of America to enjoy the warmer weather, the fishing, the environment. We kind of like the culture of the Florida Panhandle and the Alabama Gulf Coast. So we can save money there, you're correct, because everything's cheaper there than they are where we live. We live in one of the most expensive places, definitely in our state, but within probably a 5-state radius. We live in a very, very pricey area. So the house that I live in here would cost me $100,000 less in Alabama. That's just the honest to God truth. Anywhere in Alabama, except for on the beach, you know. So, but I agree with you. As you get older, you should downsize and you should plan for the future. And I think what a lot of people misses out on and what a lot of people should think about is what life do you want to live? I would rather live in a smaller house that's debt free. Our cars are, the only debt we have is our house. And we don't have a lot of debt, is our house. So if we don't have a house payment, which when we go to the Gulf of America to live, we probably won't have a house payment. Then all of the money that we bring in, hers and mine, can go to making the house nicer, taking trips, and enjoying life. I'm just across the state line. Yeah, you're across the state lines. Good. You're buying now. House prices are always increasing. Well, they are. They are. Um, Even in 2008, when the market crashed where I live here, the home prices did not go down. Now, the real estate market kind of tightened up, but here they don't go down. They haven't gone down in 20 years, 30 years. Now, in other parts of the country, that's not so. There's an ebb and flow. Dallas is the same way. It's a solid real estate market. It doesn't go down even in the worst of times. So there are a lot of places like that. But you're correct. If you buy a house now for $300,000, you're right. In 20 years, it's going to be worth at least $500,000 just because of the ratio of the income, the way that our pay goes up, the cost of living goes up, everything goes up. We're not, when our house, what a lot of people don't understand is, because I talk to people all the time, go, well, when I bought my house 15 years ago, man, it was only this much money. Now, if I bought a house, I would have to pay this. Yeah, but you're also making a hell of a lot more money than you were. So there's a difference. It goes up together. The ratio stays. Moon depends on what time of the year you look. Yeah, and there's a good thing. The school, when school comes on, yes, single story home. And we had a 2-story, and we remodeled it and sold it for a lot of money. But we would never own a 2-story house. My knees are bad, my ankles are bad. I got heart failure, and I have to use a mobility scooter a lot when we go out in public. So we know that, 1 or 2 steps into a house or around a house, all right. But I can't do climbing stairs to get in my house. Houses on stilts, like in Mississippi and Alabama, Florida, on the Gulf Coast areas, not going to happen for us. We're not going to be able to climb up all those stairs. And Lorelai, my wife, doesn't want to do that either. We don't want to spend our physical energy climbing up and down, up and down, up and down. And then we have 2 wiener dogs who do not navigate stairs all that well. So even in our house here, we put ramps around so they can get around because, they don't climb stairs very well. So we like single-story homes. We don't need a big one. Yep, if you had stairs, you'd have to have a lift. Yeah. More money. You could buy a house on stilts down like in Mississippi, for instance, or Alabama, on the Intercoastal Waterway that's on stilts where it's a big floodplain, right? And you can put an elevator in those, an outdoor elevator to get you up on the deck. You can do that. But, that's extra money. And then, of course, what if it breaks down? Hurricanes, weather, rain. You got to worry about all those outdoor elevators are not 100%, the best. So you do got to worry about that. A lift inside, yeah. But we would just, solve the problem by not having a second-story home. We did before, and we never went up there. We had to make a reason to go to the second floor of the house. Because let's be honest, most people live in the kitchen, the living room, and the bedroom, their master bedroom. Now, I have an office set up I spend a lot of time in, but we wouldn't use it upstairs. We didn't use it before. Well, both. We're considering all options. We don't close our options. We definitely have land, and that's what I've told my wife is this. Once we go back to the Philippines, and and 26, we have some business to take care of. We're going to reevaluate what we build in the Philippines. If where we bought land is not being developed the way they promised us it's supposed to be developed, if it's not as nice, we have a place. We belong to a community that has beach access and all of that. It's supposed to be a nice community. We bought some lots in this community neighborhood, and it's supposed to be really nice. But if it turns out to be a shithole, then we're just going to build some rental properties, and we probably would never go back there to live. But if it turns out to be a nice place, we'll build a nice house, and then we might, yes, go back there to live in maybe 10 years. Not yet. Lorelai wants to work and make a whole bunch of more money for her future, and she's younger than I, so she has many years to go before she can collect Social Security. So right now, she needs to be padding her Social Security, her 401ks, her bank accounts, her stock options to the max. So yes, we definitely would consider going back to live. We've talked about the fact that if we build a really nice vacation home in the Philippines, we could, at some point go back and forth. We could spend 7 months in America, 5 months there. But right now, for us, that's off the table because we have 2 dogs and we're not going to bring them back and forth. We've done that. We've taken pets to the Philippines and back, right? So we've done that. We've gone through that. We've spent that money. And we are not going to drag our dog. One, their health is struggling. One got ran over by a car last year. The other one is diagnosed with heart failure. So we're not going to put them through that torture of going back and forth to the Philippines. But we could do that. But while we have animals, we're not going to do that. So it all depends on, Daisy, it all depends on what our neighborhood is developing into. If it's a crap hole, then we'll just put some rental properties on it and it's an income for Lorelai. If it's really nice, then we'll build a nice house on it, on the lots, and just take up all of the lots that we bought, put one house on it, and use all the rest for living, outdoor space. So we're debating that. Now, one thing I did say, and I did tell Lorelai, and we've talked about this, as somebody who has a lot of health issues, that if I wind up developing dementia, and I'm starting to lose my faculties more than I already have, I know, chasing tail, any more than I already have, then if she wants to take me to live in the Philippines, because we can afford for her to hire help to take care of me in the Philippines, then I'm okay with that. It's not the first choice, but if that's what it breaks down to, that's what it breaks down to. Because Lily, enough. Lily! But that's what it breaks, sorry guys. I've got a bunch of people standing outside of my fence next to it, talking. So my dogs are aggravated because they're just standing there talking right next to the fence where they could literally go, 15 feet one way and be away from the fence. But hey, whatever. So, because if I got dementia and I need a lot of care, the culture of the Philippines is not to put their old people in nursing homes. It's to take care of them. And that's one thing we're planning for in America. We are absolutely planning for Lorelai to work online so she could be at home because I'm already retired, so that down the road in a few years, she can work from home. So if we're living in America, which we will be, then she's working from home and she can be around. And then we can also bring in health aides and stuff like that to help out. But she would be there to supervise me, to make sure I didn't burn the house down trying to make iced tea, right? So we have a lot of options. We have a lot of things in the air. I don't know if a lot of couples have so many moving parts or variables that they look at, but we do. I talk to a lot of couples, and a lot of couples are happy just sitting, planting their feet, and never doing anything. Never planning for the future. I talk to people all the time because they ask for my advice because they're stuck in ruts. They're in financial ruts. And I've talked to so many people that, like, we don't have a plan. We don't ever think about it. I go to work, I come home, I go to work, I come home, I go to work, I come home. My wife does the same. What else is there? Well, there's a lot more to life than you think, you know. So that's kind of sad to me when I see so many people who don't think that there's another life for them, that they're not planning ahead. And a lot of guys, a lot of wannabe expats, a lot of husbands of Filipinas reach out to me and ask me for dating advice, marriage advice, God, all kinds of advice. And I'm happy to give advice out. It's kind of what I do as an old college teacher, whether you want it or not. But I'm shocked how many people can't have forward thinking about what they're getting themselves into. You know, when we lived in the Philippines, we made a lot of mistakes. And someday I need to do a video. I just keep procrastinating and not doing it, about my 5 mistakes living in the Philippines. So I need to do a video about that so everybody knows. And my 5 takeaways maybe from living in the Philippines would be good, right? Maybe that would be beneficial. Because I think you could apply my 5 to any country that you would want to live in, is what I think. I may be wrong, but I'm probably not. So that's kind of how we see it. And then we need to think about our quality of life, everybody. What's your future? And if the answer is I don't know, that's a sad answer. Now, I may not know what my future is, but I know what I want my future to be, and I know that I am doing things to move towards that. I'm not just waiting, even though I play the lottery and I hope to win the lottery. And if I win the lottery, I'm sorry, you guys won't see me for quite a while. But if you're just sitting there, it's kind of like dating. Dating is a lot like this. You know, if you're sitting there waiting for or jobs, dating, jobs, if you're doing nothing, if you're not being proactive in finding what your future is going to be, finding a job, finding a girlfriend, then it's not going to happen. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that says, well, you know, when you quit looking for a girl, that's when you find the right one. And I get the truth into that, but that also means that you still have that door open that you're looking because you were willing to go, oh, hi, Susie Q, you know. So, but it's like your retirement. If you don't, Daisy, come here. If you don't know what your future is, then you're not being proactive to figure it out. Nobody else is going to do it for you. They're just not. No, vape stores are still here, I think. I don't know if anybody else knows. No, they're still here. We drive by some. They're still here. I think a lot of them have combined with CBC stores, maybe. I think, because I don't smoke or vape or anything, but I think a lot of marijuana stores or dispensaries, whatever they're called, are doing vaping also. I think, maybe not, because I know vaping is taxable and marijuana is not. So there's no federal tax on marijuana, but there is on vaping. So maybe they're not. But I know we have vaping stores where I live because I drive by them and see them. So I know that. So what about where you're at, Moonwalker? Do you guys have vaping stores? You have marijuana stores? Dispensaries, I think is what they like to be called. And man, what a business to get into. Having a dispensary, all right? Cash money. Ooh, man. You know, no, I think vaping's perfectly fine in the Philippines. I think they sell it. I'm not for sure where you get it at in the Philippines, to be honest. But I could see, I mean, they smoke like chimneys. And I see Americans, and I don't know about I don't remember seeing very many. Here's what I think. The Filipino people, usually it's the men that smoke. The men don't have the money to vape in the Philippines, but I've seen a lot of expats vaping in the Philippines. So I'm sure they're getting their vaping material or ingredients, whatever you want to call it, somewhere. They have to be getting, whether they're ordering it online from Lazada or I don't remember seeing it in the malls there, but I never looked for it. Okay, good. You have a view on the moon where you walk? Nice. I'd like to go to the moon, see if it's hollow or not, and if it's really made of cheese, because I like cheese. But the Filipino men don't vape. They just smoke and drink, and they drink the cheapest alcohol, and they smoke the cheapest cigarettes. Filipino Buy in the province is in the house. Good morning, young lady. How are you? How are things in the Philippines? My views was here earlier and said it's hot in the Philippines. Do you concur with that? Or is it nice and just perfect? It's a beautiful day in America. My wife's working, slaving away, trying to make money. It's starting to cool off here, though. Temperature is starting to drop. We got a lot of noise going on in the neighborhood. Very hot, yeah. Well, see, it's still spring here, and we're at the tail end of winter. We're at the time of the year here in America. We could get a snowstorm this weekend and drop 6-8 inches of snow, or it could be 90 degrees this weekend, or we could have tornadoes this weekend. So we're in that time of the year that we don't know what the weather's going to be next week, period. That's the type of weather we get here right now. But the last few days, it's beautiful. It's, in the 70s, low 80s. It's nice, Down in Mississippi where Henry is, HTN, it's starting to get hotter. He's in the 80s, we're in the 70s. So it's nice. Joe, J3, he's up above us a little bit. He's a little bit cooler. Chasing Tell is way up north of us. So he's probably in the 50s. So that's what it is in this part of the world. But we miss the Philippines. I don't miss the boredom. I will say this. Look, guys, I found the Philippines to be one of the most boring places I've ever been. Chasing tells us that it's in the 30s. All right, I was giving you 20 extra. I find it to be one of the most boring places ever. I find it boring as all God's created. I think it's fun to go there. I enjoy the heat very much. I love the heat. And some of the people are good. And you can have a good time at times, but I find the Philippines very boring. And I get bored easily. That's why I got to live where I can go fishing, because I never get bored fishing. I don't know why, but I can sit at the water for hours. And if I don't catch a damn thing, I don't care. I am good. I can take a book with me and read and hopefully catch a fish, but not pay. I don't get bored like that. So, in the Philippines, I got bored a lot. A lot of it was because Lorelai, my ankle was still bad. I had ankle surgery. We should have never went there when I was recovering from ankle surgery. So, without question. 2, Typhoon Odette destroyed the place. A lot of things wasn't open, wasn't busy. Lorelai was paranoid that, I would get robbed or mugged or beaten or killed, or I would kill somebody. But it's good. I encourage people. I think you have to have the right temperament. I talked to a lot of expats that lived in the Philippines, that live in the Philippines, and there's very few of them are truly happy in the Philippines. I'm going to just tell you guys this. Even Bud Brown doesn't live in the Philippines anymore. So, and he loves the Philippines. He speaks the language fluently. He doesn't live there anymore. Talk boxes, models with you. You can sit and build. Yeah, I'm working. I need to work on my boat model. I made some headway this week, but not a lot because I've been outdoors so much. But you're right. You can buy models there too. You can, and that's what I mean. If you got to have something to do in the Philippines, and that's one thing I told Lorelai. What we should have did, in hindsight's 2020, right? What we should have did is when we should have bought a resort. We should have bought a beach resort. that had some cabins or a hotel on it, whatever you want to call it, structures. We should have bought a beach resort. And then that would have gave us something to do. We could have paid cash for it. We didn't need it to make money to survive on. We should have bought one, lived there as our house, and then rented things and had events, because that would have gave us something to do. You need air on if you're a foreigner. Well, I don't know. I think AC is great in the Philippines, don't get me wrong, but I really enjoy the heat. I spent most of my time sitting outside in the heat because I like the heat. But at night, the AC is good. Yeah, I think Bud is coming back around to the Philippines. But one thing I'll say is, you know, there's long term, more than a year or two, most expats get bored living in the Philippines. Now, there are the guys, and I'm going to say this, and I know this makes some of you mad, and that's okay. The guys that are bad alcoholics, well, they don't care. They can live there until they die because all they care about is alcohol. That's it. Until the alcoholics do just fine there. But anybody else usually gets bored in about 2 years or so. And they want to travel, come back to America, do other things. And they burn out on the Philippines because what you have to realize about the Philippines is, as fun as it can be, it's only the same thing. No matter where you go in the Philippines, it's the same thing. There's only the chocolate hills. I mean, it's all the same over and over and over and over. So even Enrique, one of the guys been there, Brian in the Philly, Philly in the Philippines. He's talked about how shit-ass bored he is in the Philippines. Ned and his kids. My God, I mean, on and on and on and on and on. I'm already mad even before you said that. That's okay. I don't mind. People get mad at me all the time, but what do I care? So, you don't pay. Now, if you start paying my bills or you buy me a beach house, then I'll be more considerate of your feelings. But it's the honest to God truth. It's the alcoholics, and I've ran into some of them, and I've talked to them one-on-one honestly about this. And Michael McFarland's one. He point blankly says, I'm a bad alcoholic, and I live here because, I'm going to die here because I'm not bothered here. When Lorelei and I were living in the Philippines after Typhoon Odette hit, we ran into a gentleman. He's like 80 years old, great guy, funny as hell. We ran into him at this hotel we were staying at a couple of days because we had no water, we finally got to civilization after the typhoon hit. And he got talking to me, and he's like, and he flatly told me, he said, the only reason I live here is because my money goes so far. He's like, I am such of a bad drunk and alcoholic. My family's on my case in America. They have no clue how bad of an alcoholic I am here in the Philippines, and that's the way I want to keep it because I like my alcohol. Moon says, many people walk on the chocolate hills and then never want to eat chocolate again. Oh my God. You're not allowed to walk on the chocolate hills. They're protected. You can go see them, but you got to be careful about that environment, and that's silly. I would eat chocolate. I got chocolate from Germany in my kitchen that James Robinson sent us from California because he went to a German store and picked out some German chocolate and sent it to us. And then Lorelei, for her birthday, got a whole bunch of Filipino chips and snacks from the Seafood City stores in America that we don't have one anywhere near us that have all kinds of Filipino food. So I believe the guys that drink every day live a long life. They just keep living and live. They do. It seems that way, right? I mean, they weigh $100. They're 6 feet tall. They weigh $110. They usually smoke like crazy, but they just keep living forever. I mean, and I know alcoholics here in America that are just like that. And it is amazing. It's humorous. It's very funny. But, so what do you think of the Philippines, Moon? Do you have any personal thoughts on the Philippines? Would you live there forever? I can't remember. Have you been there? And I'm not picking on the alcoholics, but I am a brutally honest person. And this is not me telling stories. It's me just listening to alcoholics. Yeah, just like me and old grandpa, they live forever. Or grandma, they live forever. They do. It's crazy. Daisy, enough. People and their dogs. So, I'm with you, man. It's interesting. It is. Maybe because they don't worry. Maybe all they care about is alcohol. So as long as they got alcohol, they have no other issues. They don't stress over anything, right? Maybe, is that the reason? Can we draw a conclusion or conjecture? Soul Lender's in the house. Who's watching the eclipse tonight? What eclipse? There ain't no damn eclipse. Come on, man. Soul Lender, say hello to everybody. Moonwalker, say hello to everybody. Soul Lender, say hello. What eclipse are you talking about? One on TV? Because I don't see no eclipse here. Plus, we're going to have clouds tonight. We watched the eclipse this summer. We stood out in our front yard with our little glasses on and watched the eclipse. We did indeed. So, but yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they live forever because they just don't care. They have no worries. You know, I mean, they wake up when they wake up. They piss when they piss. They go to bed when they pass out. You know. I mean, I like Michael McFarlane, and if you guys know him, he's a character. But I can't tell you how many times on the live stream he's passed out drunk. He's living his best life. You know, as far as he's concerned, he's living his best life. So more power to them. But maybe that's a good conclusion. Drinkers worry less about not stressed. I agree, right? Maybe. You know I worry every day. I mean, I have sleepless nights. You know, I'll stress over Lorelai's car needing the seat fixed. You know, so. Hello to everyone. One more full day, AK tomorrow is the final stretch till my channel's birthday. Great. All right, I'm going to pick on you, Soul Lender. Did you put any content on your channel? Do you have any videos you want to share? Shout out. Come on, man. I need you to start putting some videos. Whether it's a short, I need you to do something on your channel. You got to do something. Go outside and show how deep the snow is. I don't know, anything. Show how dirty your car is. Go look at the street, about the street sweepers. I don't know, man. But I want to see you do videos on your channel. So, but be smart, because I know you got a live-in girlfriend, and don't take a video of her in bed half awake, half asleep type thing, because that's not going to go well for you. So, but go take a video of the birds flying across. Yeah, feeding the birds, going to the duck pond. I don't know, something. You know, that's what we do. My wife on Facebook, because she's monetized on Facebook, does all kinds of stuff with our dogs and cooking. So. Drinkers also can walk home and drink and walk all year round because of nice. I agree. I agree with you, man. They got it made in the Philippines in tropical countries. And they can pick up girls if they want a girl. I mean, if they can get it up, because a lot of alcoholics can't do this. You know that, right? A lot of them alcoholics can't do that. But that's what that guy told me in the hotel. He's like, yeah, you know, I have a room set up where I got TVs where I watch sports. You know, I got a lady that comes and cleans and cooks for me. And then if I ever want sex, I take my blue pills and I go downstairs and there she is. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I'm like, too much information, my friend, but thank you for letting me know. I will be hopefully making streaming tomorrow, and I have been waiting on the stream for the longest time, but I don't have much streaming set up yet. What do you have? How many? You got to have, what, over 50 subscribers to go live. So if you got more than 50 subscribers, why don't you try to go outside and just do a walkabout? Go outside, walk around your neighborhood and say, hey, look, you know, here's 20 feet of snow, because he lives in the North Dakotas. Only problem is drinkers may fall into the street and be hit by a car or a trike or motorbike. People don't have the right of way. Well, you got that point. They also just may be simply robbed and murdered in the Philippines, because it's not, you know, part of the problem in the Philippines, as you guys all know, is this. if you stick your nose where it's not wanted, if you I was told a story years ago that Filipino men don't fight one on one. It's a gang mentality. So if they got a foreigner and a foreigner's running their mouth, they're just going to get 5 or 6 guys and beat up the old guy, knock him down, take his money, do whatever. So it's not going to be like a one-on-one affair like we would do it in America. So you got to watch out for that. And there's been a lot of guys, and we've known a few over the years that have been out at the bars and got a little mouthy or a little cocky, or a little grab assy, whatever you want to call it, and they did not have a pleasant experience. Soul, thank you for coming in and giving us a thumbs up. By the way, I've got plenty of subs. I want to stream about. Well, what are you wanting to stream? You talking about doing a live stream or uploading video content? Because I would encourage you to do both, of course. But what do you mean by stream? Are you wanting to do a live stream like this? Or are you wanting to do something else, is what you mean by that? I don't have enough subs. I need another 990. No, I need another 93,000 is what I need. I need another 93,000 subs. If anybody can help me with that, I'd appreciate it. Or I need $5 million so I can buy a intercoastal beach house. And either or. I'll take either or. If I do a celebration stream on Saturday, aka celebration of the channel, maybe give me a notification, let me know. I know we have a lot of running around to do Saturday because we got to go to some stinking party, and which I hate, but I got to go. And it's about an hour from our house Saturday, so I know that. So, but maybe I can't guarantee. In the Philippines, people respect the elderly. Not worried if you are. You can walk everywhere with your cane and be saved. You can. They do. I agree with you. What to stream about tomorrow? You're talking about my stream or your stream? So, you're right. They do have more respect for the elderly in the Philippines and Asian countries, and maybe even Jamaica, like our friend here earlier. They do. But it's harder for the elderly to get around in the Philippines because of the busted up roads, sidewalks, and ditches. But yes, the people are more respectable, or show more respect and are more helpful in the Philippines. I agree. Your stream. Why don't you stream about the weather? Why don't you do this? Just plan to do a 15-minute live stream, 15 to 30-minute live stream, outdoors in the weather. That's it. Just walk around and talk about the weather or the neighborhood or the park. Just start off slowly, do 15 to 30 minutes, do a little walkabout. Don't get too worried about how many people show up, and then just keep doing that. I only turn on my social media on the USA Thursday night so I can be here for you, David. Woohoo! I used to have, look how baggy this shirt is. I was showing Joe in the mirror earlier that I'm wearing a tent now. This is one of my favorite tropical shirts, but I've lost 55 pounds, and now it's one of my biggest tropical shirts, so I got to get out my other ones. I appreciate that, Moonwalker. It's an honor, a true blessing to have you here, to have everybody here. So, we do live, is this Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah, wow. Thank you for reminding me it's Thursday. But the Philippines is great, but there's a lot of drawbacks. The cost of going there, the layovers, the hassles. And of course, we've been blessed enough to travel a whole lot. And we know that there's so many other beautiful places to go and to see that we're not hung up on just going to the Philippines. I hate the shirts that make me look fat. Are you sure it's the shirts that make you look fat? Look, I'm going to tell you a secret. My shirts don't make me look fat. It's because I'm fat what makes me look fat. Can you send me the ideas of what you stream about on Messenger? Yeah, remind me, send me a message. And what you think I make videos about, please, Dave. I thank you in advance. Sure, absolutely. You're young. Talk about where you live, what's going on in your state, how hard it is, because you live where it's freaking ass cold. Stream about what you know. You know where you live. You know what you do, right? Those are simply some of the simplest things you can do. Stream about, how they clean up the streets with snowplows. Is it a good thing, a bad thing? What do you guys complain about? What happens that it's good and exciting? It's like here, it's spring here almost. When it becomes a little bit warmer for you, you go out and do a live stream like this talking about how great it is. Oh my God, finally. If you have a bicycle, talk about your bicycle. If you buy a new TV, you talk about your TV. If you get a new pair of winter gloves because it's 20 feet of snow where you live, because it is, then, you go over, hey, will these gloves be any good? You can do product reviews. And you can look around your house and find something and do a product review on a 3 to 5 minute video of a TV, of a hat, anything. Yeah, shirts don't make you look fat. Fat makes you look fat. Maybe I should stream about how nice it is to be warm enough outside I can have a glass of cold iced tea. Well, I understand that. Says I normally stream with my producer, and we normally do it together. I feel more comfortable. Well, and I understand that. Maybe use your girlfriend. Maybe you guys stream together. But you don't have to be on the camera like I do all the time. You don't have to do like I do. You can just simply go outside and do a walkabout showing the neighborhood. So, hey, I'm walking through my neighborhood, and you talk to your audience, and Chris, I tell you, there's a guy named Chris in Cebu. I don't know if he's still there or not. That's all he did. And he had a really, really big channel. He walked around Cebu City in the Philippines, never showing his face or hardly showing his face, and walking around talking about the environment, talking about what was around him, the buildings, the people, the streets. And he had a big ass channel. Video a snowplow going down the street. That's it. Thank you, Moon, for the suggestion. That's it. Video about, if your girlfriend doesn't mind being on camera, video about how many layers of clothes your girlfriend is going to wear to go to Walmart. Stuff like that. You can have fun with it, but you don't got to be on the camera if you're kind of shy or nervous about this. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Here's another thing I'm going to tell you. Your audience doesn't know whether you screw up or not unless you tell them that you screwed up. You just go and keep doing. Nobody's going to judge you. Are you from Australia? No, I'm from America. I just like the word walkabout. I think it's a great term for that. And I know maybe it means a little bit different in Australia, more serious. But I just think it's a great term, right? Go take a walkabout. Just go walk about, You go to the park, you're taking and you're walking about. I just think it's an outstanding freaking term. So I use it a lot. Should I not? Am I misappropriating Australia's language? Would the Australians be mad at me? Soul is dropping his link. Good. I hope you can help me out. We can help you out. Don't worry. But you got to listen to the advice. But here's the biggest advice. You got to do it. It doesn't got to be perfect. It's kind of like when I would tell young people or old people, they'd come up and say, hey, I'd really like to go to college. And I'm like, well, let me tell you the hardest part about going to college. The hardest part is about walking your happy ass into the door of the college and signing up. That's the hardest thing. After that, it's all done. So the hardest thing in YouTube is to do the video. You just do them. That's the hard part. But once you get through the door and you get doing them, man, it comes easy. And ideals will just pour out of your brain. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. Like, I need to go get glasses. I need new glasses. Well, maybe I'm going to do more videos on that. I did that a couple years ago. Lorelai's car. I'll probably do a little video about taking her car to Subaru and how much it's going to freaking cost me to get a damn switch replaced in the seat. You know, we're going to do shitloads of video traveling to Alabama and fishing and looking at neighborhoods and houses. I often wonder what a person considers old. I can. Well, I think it's a good question. You know, I'm going to tell you this, and this is the honest thing. I only consider myself old when it benefits me. If it's not benefiting me, then I'm not old. That's how I look at it. So what do you consider old? Do you have an age? Or, you know, that's how I look at it is, you know, if I'm making fun of myself and having fun, then I consider myself old. Girls enough. If I can get a discount at the movie theater, they go, well, how old are you? Well, how old do you got to be to get the discount? Well, you got to be 55. Okay, I'm 55. You know, hey, look. I e-begged for $5 million to try to get an intercoastal waterway house, right? That's my goal on YouTube, is to buy a big, beautiful house on salt water with a boat dock and a swimming pool so my wife can enjoy it, not me, because I would never enjoy that. It's all for my wife. So, hey, if I had to say, yes, I am old in order to get a free house, I would do that. So if I get a 10% discount on movie tickets because I'm old, I'm okay with that. But if there is no discount, then no, I'm not old. Are you freaking crazy? I like that reason. You like that? Is that good? So, you know, I don't think there's any, right? I mean, come on now. You know, you got to ask for discounts. You know, I mean, I need to get a new mobility scooter really bad, and I need to cough up $3,000 for a mobility scooter. I got to work on that this year. I'm looking to see if there's discount programs for that. I haven't found any because they sell them to old people. So why would they give you a 10% discount if you're old? Because their target audience is old people, right? So, but I need to get a new mobility scooter really bad. So I'm working on that this year because, you know, my legs and my health is so bad, so that we can enjoy life. You know, so you milk the system where you can. When I was teaching college, we got a 10% discount being a state employee at a lot of places. Yeah. I was happy to whip out my my faculty ID at restaurants and bookstores and every hell they would give us discounts and say, yes, look, yeah, I work for the state of Arkansas. Give me money. You know, hey, if somebody wants to give us a discount because my wife is really beautiful, okay, you know. So maybe I'm cheesy, maybe I'm bad, I don't know, man. But that's what I think. I think people are okay, here's my rule. And I talked about this before. Here's how I know that I was getting old. And this is the honest truth, no BS. Here's how I knew that I was getting old. When I went to the doctor and the doctor was younger than me. Then I went, oh shit. The doctor is younger than me. That means I'm old because now he's younger. He's completed a doctorate, done his everything, his training, everything. And he's younger than me. Holy crap. That's bad. Luckily, my regular doctor's the same age as me. Him and I are buddies. He's the same age. So, but my other doctors, my heart doctor, you know, I got two heart doctors. One of them is 35 years old. 35 freaking years old. The other one's my age. So that's how I knew that I was old, when I went to the doctor and the doctor was younger than me. I came home and cried. I'm like, holy shit, I'm old now, you know? So, and I got to admit, I like making people feel old. I don't mind looking at people going, saying, you know, calling them sir, and, you know, somebody who looks younger than me, making them think that I think they're old, I think that's a fun thing to do. Say, oh, sir, well, let me help you, sir. Here, let me get the door for you. 35-year-old gets, what? So you got to have fun in life. That's what you got to do. But Soul Lender, you got to do it. It's kind of like this. If you want your girlfriend to be pregnant, well, you just got to do it. Making videos and live streaming, it's the same thing. You just got to do it or it's not going to happen. It's like getting a job. You got to apply and work on it every day. If you don't have a job, your job is to get a job. That's one rule I have. Your job should be spending 7, 8 hours a day looking for a job if you don't have a job, right? If you want to be a YouTuber, just do it. You can't go wrong. I mean, look how many people are on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all of that crap. We're on TikTok. We just don't have very many people follow us because I don't show my boobs on TikTok. If I would, show my boobs more on TikTok, well, I'd probably grow my TikTok group. So that's all you got to do, man. That's it. So, oh man, but the Philippines is crazy. What else are we doing this week? I had some other weird news. Girlfriend says hello to all. She wanted me to tell you, Dave, hello. Have an amazing rest of your day and good weekend in case I don't hear from you on YouTube. She's currently still at work. Nice. See, that's a good thing. Your girlfriend works. She has a job. She has a job, buddy. Be happy with that. Be excited, man. You're right. Let me tell you this funny thing about YouTube. YouTube is work. I work just as hard on YouTube and everything else, social media, than I did teaching class. Actually, teaching class is probably easier, without question. So, here's the funny thing though. When I did my taxes this year, I claimed my YouTube earnings, which are not much, trust me. This year when I filled out, I do my own taxes and I do it on TurboTax or Intuit TurboTax. And this year when I did it, and I did all my YouTube stuff, my earnings and my expenses, it gave me a big red flag, or yellow flag, not a red flag, a yellow flag telling me, hey, just be aware that your YouTube business is losing so much money that the federal government is going to consider it a hobby. I'm like, that's really bad. I'm so bad at YouTube that all of my expenses, I make $1,000 a year on YouTube. I spend $4,000 to $5,000 on YouTube. So she met me by not hearing from you. She meant by not hearing from you on YouTube and other ways. You and I chat. Yeah. Well, we're happy to meet everybody, And if your girlfriend likes being on camera, put her on camera. Girls are better on camera sometimes than men. Usually they're more articulate. They speak better. They're well-mannered, and they're usually not ugly like us men. So that's why all of these YouTube boob channels make so much money and do so well. But you can just, but my wife would never do the boob stuff, which I wouldn't want her to do. So, but she's on our YouTube, as you guys see a lot. Do things together. Go do a food review. Next time you go out to dinner, video the food. Make a short little video about, going to, I don't know. Ooh, look at that beautiful moon. You guys see that? I'm going to let you guys see this moon for a little bit. Look at that. But go to one of your local restaurants, right? And do a little video on the food and talk about the restaurant. That's all you got to do. What I will tell you, when Lorelai and I first started, that's what we did. We did a lot of restaurant reviews, but here's one thing that I did. I never, ever, ever, ever made a bad review video. Never. I didn't think it was appropriate. I didn't want to be that type of person to tear down a restaurant. I didn't want to do that. So we wouldn't do a negative review. Now, we didn't do fluff pieces either, but If we went to a restaurant and the food sucked or the people sucked, we just didn't do anything. I scrapped the video. But if we had a good time and people were good, then we talked about it. We did a video. We talked about how much it cost. We showed the food, videoed the food, you know, all of that. Real simple. You don't even got to show your face. What we would do, and you don't have to do this, is we would stand outside in front of the restaurant and do an intro. Hey, it's David and Lorelei from the Adventures of Philippine-American Couple. Here we are today at the Wooden Spoon, and we're going to go in and try the food. And then we'd go in and try the food, and then make a video. Put it together, come home, put it together, and put it on the internet. Did it all the time. We went to Asian stores, markets, unique stores. Do you have any cool stores that people would go, wow? And, you know, that's really cool. I don't know, do you guys have any Eskimos? I don't think you do where you live, but maybe you had a Norwegian store or a German store or something like that. You could go and check out. That is something that you guys could do on YouTube easily. I'm just telling you, that's what we did. We did it all the time in the beginning because we needed content. We needed videos. And it worked very well. We'd go to parks and go, man, this is David Park. And it's about 5 acres long. It has a walking trail. Now, maybe you don't get a lot of views on it, but at least you're being active and you're getting practice. The more you practice, the better you get at it. I've never been to a Wooden Spoon. I just made that up. But I like most of the food. We probably are 80-20 in restaurants. 80% of the time, maybe 70-30. 70% of the time, we like the restaurant well enough that we might consider going back. 30% of the time, I would never go back. So, you know, but we're not, you know, horrible. It's starting to get dark out here. So we're not horrible people about that. We're not super picky. The older we get, and I know it's getting dark, but we're going to wind this up in about 12 minutes anyway, 8 o'clock. But the older we get, the more picky we are. We become pickier. I want better quality food. I want better ingredients. I want the restaurant to be clean, not gross. You know, I don't want sticky chairs. So the older but it comes with age and wisdom, Moon, as you know. As we get older, we get to experience the better things in life than what we had at 20. We have a much better experience now. We've been to luxury restaurants and hotels and on nice cruises and been places where they treat you like, you know, really, really well. And so now you know the difference between good food in a good restaurant and a clean restaurant versus McDonald's. You know, when I was 20, McDonald's was pretty damn good, but now McDonald's is just, oh my God, if I got to eat it, I'll eat it. But, so we're about 70-30 maybe. We usually like about 70% of the restaurants. A lot of them we don't go back for a second time, just, I don't know, we don't like it that much, I guess. And if it's too far out of the way, and when we travel, you know, obviously we don't go back usually. But we're looking forward when we're down at the Gulf Coast, Gulf of America. We're going to go down there and we're going to eat at some of the mom and pop seafood restaurants. So I'm already marking them on the map. I'm identifying, Googling, and searching for really good mom and pop restaurants because that's ones that we like. We like to go to where somebody started a business and they're trying to make it. We like to go to those. When you put your chewing gum under the table, you don't want to search for an empty spot. Yes, that's it exactly. You know, yes, you don't want to have to worry about if you got space, you know, for your own personal chewing gum. I agree with you. And you know, look, and maybe this is, you know, being a little bit of a prima donna, but I like to drink out of real dishes. I like to eat and drink out of real dishes. Now that I'm older, I don't want to eat necessarily out of styrofoam and paper cups. I I don't mind having a plate and silverware. I like real glass to drink out of as I'm older. But I will tell you one thing, especially with Asian restaurants, is I don't use the silverware. I use chopsticks that come wrapped up. So I like to use pre-wrapped chopsticks because at least I know nobody else had them in their mouth. Fork, using a fork at restaurants, I know they sterilize them. I understand that. I know what they go through. But still, think about how many people had that fork in their damn mouth. You know, Ugh. So it's just one of those weird things. Maybe I need to carry around my own personal chopsticks and use them everywhere I go. So, or my own fork. Maybe we need to do that. We need to get our own fork and see if we can do that. So, I did something. I don't know what I did. Well, I don't know what I did. Anybody know what I did? Oh, that was weird. That was pretty weird. All right, my friends, it's getting dark here. Why don't we go ahead and wind this up a little bit early? Green screen somehow, right? You know, it's kind of weird. But since it's getting dark and you guys can't see me, which might be a good thing, but I'll show you the moon one more time. Show you the moon. And look, what's weird is on the iPhone, you can turn a light on the backside, but if you turn the camera towards me, you can't turn a light on. But there's the moon. You guys check out how cool that moon is. Oops, sorry, hang on. Crap. Look at that moon, guys. I need to take a snapshot of that. I think when I get off of here, I'm going to try to take a couple pictures. All right, anyway, let's end this live stream, guys. We appreciate you all. Take care, and hopefully we'll be up late tomorrow night. Lorelei will be home tomorrow night after work. So we're going to do a late live stream tomorrow night, Moon and everybody, about midnight. Maybe I'll start at about 11. When Lorelei gets home at noon or midnight, then we'll continue on with her. So we appreciate you. Enjoy the conversation with you two. Stay in touch, and good luck, everybody. Oh, I know.